All right, let's pick up part 2 and walk through Banano. So, what is Banano? Banano is a basically clone of the cryptocurrency Nano, which may be rebranded as XNO instead of the Nano ticker. So watch out for that. Nano is a great currency. It's instant. Transactions go in less than a second. It's feeless. You pay literally nothing. If I send 1 nano to someone, they get 1 nano. And it uses very little electricity. The entire network could be powered by a wind turbine. So what the heck is Banano? Banano is the meme equivalent of Nano. You could think of it as what Doge is to Bitcoin. Now, let's do a quick checkout here. So let's look at this great website called the Coin Perspective. It compares the current market cap of a coin and its price to another coin of your choice to see, if they share the same market cap, what would it be? What kind of gains would it need to make to be worth that? And if you don't know, market cap is the average trading price multiplied by the current circulating volume or supply. So we see 1.4 billion market cap on Nano because 10 times 133 million equals this. And a good way to see how your coins are doing is by going and checking out a list of coins by market cap on something like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. So let's type in Banano and we'll compare it to Doge. Doge is completely worthless. Yes, you can make money on it because it's a pump and dump, but the technology is not good. I don't know. If Banano had Dogecoin's market cap of 80 billion, one Banano would be worth $63.85, an upside of 1,200%. What's the current price? 5 pennies. That's an all-time high for Banano. It's been sitting at around 10 cents the last month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And it's a good community. Nano's good too. You can find them on Reddit. But aside from that, we're going to show you how to mine Banano. And I use the word mine, but that's a mistake. It's actually fold. You can see the circulating supply, 1.2 billion. And you'll notice 65% of total supply has been distributed. They're a clone of Nano, but Nano has been fully distributed, and they chose to distribute it via CAPTCHA challenges, so it's kind of fair. Banano is still being distributed, so you can earn it. One of the ways they've chosen to do that is by using the Folding at Home application. So let's go to the Folding at Home website so I can explain exactly what this is. Folding at Home is a project by some people where essentially you lend your compute power to fold proteins. Folding proteins is a very complex process. It uses a lot of computational power. And what we're doing is essentially providing resources to advance medical research. How effective is it? I'm not sure, but it is doing something, and normally it's pro bono. It's for the public. However, you're getting rewarded in Banano, so there is a selfish motivation behind this. Let's look at the team breakdown. Team ranks. Top 1,000 teams. This is a terrible. Okay, you'll see Banano, 13. This is overall points to date. The top team by month, I believe, might be Banano right now, and we're on our way up to number 1 for sure. As more and more people start folding, it's increasing. Now I'm going to use every computer I have to fold, right? It's better to split it out into multiple computers instead of having one giant mining farm. So it does promote decentralization. What do I mean by that? This graph is I forget the word, but it's exponential, but in the sense that it's the opposite. The current rate of return is like a square root of x function. The more points you get folding for Banano, the more you'll get in Banano. However, there are serious diminishing returns. It's not a linear scale like mining. I double my graphics cards mining Ethereum. I'm doubling my profit or gain from those graphics cards. Banano doesn't work like that. And this is subject to change. I just want to point that out. These are theoretical. This formula is not completely accurate. I've found that it's a good estimate, at least it was. Who knows, things are changing. But you could expect, if you're using a CPU from a modern era, maybe like, I don't know, an 8000 series, 9000 series, 10, 11, or an equivalent AMD CPU, you're going to be pulling in like 200 to 300, maybe 400,000 Banano points, or folding at home points per day, which will get you anywhere from $1 to $3 a day, depending on the current price of Banano, the current formula for rewarding Banano. It's all super up in the air. But if you're not using your CPU, why not do it? You have a few computers, even laptops. I'm folding on an old Dell XPS laptop, and it's pulling in $2 a day for me doing nothing. So we'll show you how to set this up, and it's fairly simple. You can go to bananominer.com, and a lot of the instructions are here. But in order to start here, you want to first download a Banano wallet. So what is that wallet? It's called Callium. I'm sure it's on, it means potassium in Latin. Callium app. It looks exactly like the Natrium app. This is what it looks like. Cleanest interface of all. What you're going to do, set up your app, write down your secret phrase, click receive, this receive button right here. It'll show your receive Banano address. Send that to your computer somehow via email or whatever. Go back to Banano Miner and paste that in here. So let me go to one of my receive addresses. And so I entered this in. It gives me a user ID. This won't change based on your user address. But essentially, you want to keep this information here because this is how we will set up our folding application so that the Banano team or whoever's rewarding the Banano can get that payment to you. So we have this set up. We're ready to actually download the folding at home application. So we'll go back to the Google Doc, start folding, follow this link, download the installer for Windows. It installs. It'll automatically launch something that looks like this. And mine never loads. I have to do direct connect. I'm not sure why that is, but it doesn't matter too much. I don't use the web version, and I recommend you don't use the web version either. There's a much better advanced control option that we'll be dealing with today. So this happens, you hit connecting directly. This will open automatically when you download the folding at home application, I believe. When that happens, click stop folding, because we're going to set this up later. You can actually, we'll ask you to set up an identity. Just click anonymous for now. Click stop folding, close this tab. Circle back to here, and now we can actually configure our folding at home client. So this application will run on Windows Startup by default, so we don't have to change anything there. Right click it in your system tray, go to advanced control, and click the configure button in the top left. This is where you'll enter your name. This is where you'll enter the team number, and these are shown here. So I copy that in, I copy my team ID, and then the passkey. What is that? Passkey is a way for you to uniquely identify yourself. So for example, if you want to fold under my username, go ahead. It'll look like I'm the one doing the work and I'm going to get the rewards. I don't see the incentive behind that. However, you do want to be unique and actually earn a little more Banano. If you come down here, how do I earn more points? You can request a passkey. This takes you to this website. Get a passkey, same thing here, where you can read about a passkey. You scroll down, here's a link to this weird web page where you will enter your name. Your name is what was given here. So you'll copy this in again, enter this into any email you have access to, but make sure you spell it right, because you will not be able to request again for another passkey for like 4 hours or something like that. Very odd. To the same email, I believe. So set that up. In about a minute, you'll get an email from the Folding at Home team with a passkey for your account. That's when you go back into your advanced control here. Go to configure and enter in your passkey. You'll paste it twice, and there you go, you're on your way. So at this point, your folding will be stopped. I'll pause it for me as well. On the initial setup, this slider will be at medium. Go ahead and drag it to full. And let's see, it's a good idea to keep your CPU monitoring on hand. If you click play, fold, it will start both your GPU and your CPU. However, you don't want to do that because we're mining Ethereum on the GPU. If you start mining it on Folding at Home, it will take some resources away from your GPU. I've seen this is normally at 40. Of course, I'm screen recording, doing some other stuff, so it's dropped to 30. When it's normally at 40 to 41 and I start folding on the GPU, it'll drop about 10 mega hash per second, which in that case is maybe 25% of, 25% at 40. It's not worth it for the extra points because you won't be getting your full GPU leveraged on Folding at Home. You won't be leveraging your full GPU onto Ethereum. You want to leverage it on Ethereum because it's more profitable there. You want to leverage your CPU onto Folding at Home because diminishing returns. You'll get Banano for utilizing your CPU to fold. It's not that difficult. All you have to do is right click the CPU in this folding slots tab. Let me expand this. Right click your CPU and click fold. Now it will start folding on just the CPU. In this computer, you'll see I have an i7 9700K. It's a fine CPU. Oh, there's two of these running. Okay, that's confusing. Anyway, i7 9700K, and I have a 2070 Super. Fine. My CPU will get around 250 to 300,000 points per day. If I turn on my GPU, that number increases to something like 3.5 million. So the CPU is about 10% as powerful as the GPU for folding, and your results may vary. Your mileage may vary there. However, still diminishing returns. Fire on your CPU. You're gonna get, depending on the payout structure, about $1, $2, $3 a day. Whereas with your GPU, you might get another 20% on top of that. You're way better off doing it in Ethereum. So just crank up your CPU, let the points in the Banano flow. Okay. 13-minute video. What else can I talk about with Banano? Nope. Don't want to see that. Everything is in the Google Docs. There are helpful links. Go to the Banano subreddit, although it's mostly just memes. You can't really find this information. I haven't overclocked my CPU to see what effect it will have on folding, but you definitely could. When you're gaming, you will not have to pause folding. I never noticed a difference. However, I'm playing GPU intensive games. If you start playing a game with a lot of assets, like some kind of simulator or tycoon game, those city builders, these kinds of things, you'll want to pause folding. It's not a big deal. Just click pause. But I normally just keep it running 24/7 without an issue. One thing you will want to do if you are folding, it's upgrade your CPU cooler. If you've got one of, I don't have it on me, but if you've got one of those little tiny little circle fan CPU coolers that came with your AMD or your Intel, chuck that in the trash because you're going to hit 100 degrees Celsius instantly. Go buy a $100 to $200 closed loop liquid cooler, CLC all-in-one cooler, AIO. These ones from Arctic are completely great. Go watch the Gamers Nexus review on these. They can sometimes be out of stock, so if you see one at MSRP of about $120 US, go ahead and buy it. Make sure it fits in your case because it's a thick radiator, and I had to zip tie mine onto my Lee & Lee Mini, Dynamic Mini 011, whatever. I'm gonna drill holes in that to fix it, but it's zip tied. It doesn't look that bad, in my opinion. And it'll bring your temperatures down to 60 degrees. No problem, you can run it all day. We can go over some other tips to make mining a little easier. These are completely optional. I did go over this in the first video, part 1, where I explained how to mine Ethereum with TREX, so watch that if you haven't already. Essentially, this starts the miner automatically when you log in. And I mentioned, we can get past the login in part 2, so I guess we'll do that. It's not super necessary to start the folding at home when you log in because it's already auto-started. To remove Windows login, this became necessary when you set up your computer after a certain Microsoft update and you cannot log into an offline account. You must provide Microsoft account credentials. It's not that hard to switch back to a local account. I suggest following these links. How to Geek is a pretty great article website that gives you some good tips and tricks with Windows and how to unstupefy Windows, I guess, and undo the great changes and features they've done. Essentially, you'll go in here, switch to a local account. It's no longer tied to your Microsoft account, which then you're able to make a login without a password, and also you'll be able to follow these steps, removing the Windows login screen. When you normally boot to Windows, there's that clock, your username, a password box, and an image. What is the point of that? Get rid of it so that when your computer restarts for some reason, it turns off and you have to turn it on. You don't have to enter in any login information. Your miner auto starts. There you go. All you have to do is tell someone, turn on my computer. That's all you need to do. Obviously, you should do this in a trusted environment where people you do not want to have access to your computer do not have access to your computer, and you should not ever keep financial information on a computer that you are mining on. So, if you want to remove Windows login, that's how you do it. You can follow these links. It does make it a little bit easier. And then you can change your power settings, but I've found that automatic settings have been just fine. Oh, excuse me. And that's really how you mine Banano on your computer. I recommend you do it on every computer you have. I tried it on an old Lenovo ThinkPad that was maybe 10 years old, and I did not get very many points because here's your limitation. And really there are none because people have been folding on Raspberry Pi 4s. They have to attach a huge heat sink to it, but it does get them Banano at a rate of like 1 to 2 per day, which is maybe 10 cents, I don't know. Your only roadblock with this is how long it takes to finish a work unit. You have to finish work units to get points, to my knowledge. A work unit will take anywhere from 30 minutes on your GPU to like 8 hours on a CPU, and anywhere in between. They have to finish to get payouts, I'm almost certain. So you want something that can continually finish work units without something going wrong, or like maybe your computer turns off and you've spent 30 hours on a work unit. You probably don't want to run that computer, not to mention that computer's probably using a fair amount of electricity, and the profit margin with Banano is a little slimmer. So if you're already running your computer to mine Ethereum and you have a CPU doing nothing, do this. Obviously this is for a use case where you have a gaming machine or multiple computers that have a motherboard, CPU, and it's not a mining rig with a bunch of PCIe risers and one CPU, because you only have one CPU. So I'd recommend running Ethereum mining, running Banano mining. You make some money. Go check out the Banano community. You're folding at home. You're advancing medical research. Currently, you can buy Banano on the CoinEx exchange, and there should be a website or the frequently asked questions tab in the Reddit that'll point you to exchanges that you could buy Banano on. I believe they're working on a wrapped, like DeFi or DX token. I don't really understand those, like called wrapped Banano, that you can trade for like wrapped Binance coin, and it's just pegged to the value of Banano. But the CoinEx listing is the biggest one. Don't believe there's any identification needed. There is a minimum deposit of like 100 Banano. It's great. Dive into this stuff. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. And if I forgot anything, I'll post a part 3, but I think I've pretty much covered how to leverage your entire computer to mine. There is also a thing called Chia, but I'm not sure it's super profitable yet. I'm starting to do that, but it's looking less and less feasible. Well, thanks for watching. That's the end.